Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Strong Math. Today in this video we will discuss about the chapter Coordinate Geometry of CBSE class 10. In your NCERT book, the chapter Coordinate Geometry is the 7th chapter. In our previous videos, we have already discussed about algebra portion and number system, as well as we have discussed introduction to trigonometry and basic idea as well as some important problems. If you have not watched those videos, so at first please watch those videos very carefully. I have already given some important problems related to algebra as well as number system in the previous video. I have discussed about some important problems related to trigonometry. So now today we will discuss about the coordinate geometry, which is the 7th chapter of your NCERT book. So look very carefully. At first we will discuss some basic concepts related to coordinate geometry, then you will get some important problems related to your CBSE class 10 boards exam. Coordinate geometry, which consists 6 marks. Watch the video very seriously and understand the syllabus as well as the important questions related to coordinate geometry. So let's begin. So at first, in unit 3, that is coordinate geometry, there are 6 marks in this section, and the chapter which is known as lines or coordinate geometry in 2 dimensions. Here you have concepts of coordinate geometry, graphs of linear equations, distance formula, section formula, internal division only, and area of a triangle. So at first there is a basic concept related to rectangular Cartesian axis. We know that in 2 dimensions there are 2 kinds of axes. Number 1 is x-axis, which is known as abscissa, and number 2 the y-axis, which is known as ordinate. So generally if we denote any point P in the form of xy, the first part gives us the abscissa and the second part gives us the value of ordinate. Both the abscissa and ordinate are known as coordinates of that point. So for short questions, you may asked to find the abscissa or ordinate of some points with respect to some given conditions. So remember, the horizontal axis, which is known as x-axis, is the abscissa, and the vertical line or the y-axis is known as ordinate. Look, if we draw the xo x dash axis and yo y dash axis, then we will get 4 equal portions which are known as quadrant. In the first quadrant, you know that the coordinates of the points are both positive, that is plus plus. In the second quadrant, x-axis being negative, the abscissa will be negative and the ordinate will be positive of a point. And in the third quadrant, both the axes are negative, that is abscissa is negative as well as the ordinate is also negative. In the fourth quadrant, the abscissa will be positive and the ordinate will be negative. So clearly you can understand in which quadrant a point lies. Moving on to the next section, graphs of linear equations. A linear equation will always represent a straight line. So graph of a linear equation will represent as a straight line. How to plot points on graph paper you have learned in your previous classes. If we plot the points and by joining these points, we can easily find out a graph of a linear equation, which is a straight line only. Next, distance formula. Distance formula means, suppose if we plot 2 points P and Q whose coordinates of P are x1 y1 and coordinates of Q are x2 y2, then the distance formula gives us a formula of finding the distance between the points P and Q as PQ equals to root under x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Just remember this formula for your exams purpose. By using this formula, we can easily solve some problems, like suppose you are given 3 points which makes a triangle. Suppose PQR are given points. If you have to show that PQR is a right angle triangle, then at first find out the length of each side. Then we know that for a right angle triangle, Pythagoras theorem holds, that is hypotenuse square is equals to sum of the square of other two sides. So easily by distance formula we can find out the lengths of the sides of a right angle triangle and then show the property of Pythagoras theorem. Next, section formula. Section formula means, suppose there are 2 points P and Q whose coordinates are known, suppose x1 y1 and x2 y2. Now another point R whose coordinate are unknown to us. Suppose the point R divides the line segment joining the points P and Q internally as m is to n ratio, then by the formula of section formula, internal division, we can find out the coordinates of R. As suppose R divides the line segment PQ in the ratio of m is to n, then the coordinates of R will be mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n and my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. Suppose any point divides a line segment PQ equally, that is if the point R is the midpoint of the line segment PQ, then in this case the ratio will become 1:1. So for midpoint the coordinates will be x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2, as here the values of m and n are 1 1. So putting the values of m and n, we can find out the coordinates of the midpoint R as x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. Moving on to the next section, which is most important section of this chapter, which is known as formula to find out area of a triangle. Suppose you are given 3 points PQR whose coordinates are x1 y1, x2 y2 and x3 y3 respectively, then the formula to find out the area formed by these 3 points is area of the triangle PQR is equals to half into modulus of x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2. Why modulus? The modulus sign gives us the positive value of area. We know that area can't be negative, that's why we have to take the modulus sign. Now how to remember this formula? Now look, you are given the coordinates of these 3 points PQR as x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3. So remember, we have to multiply x coordinate with the difference of the y coordinates of other 2 points. That is, if we choose the first point, then we have to multiply x1 with the difference of y coordinates of the other 2 points. Look, you have to remember the order. That is, if we take x1, then the difference will be y2 minus y3, then next plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2. So there is a sequence 1 2 3 2 3 1 3 1 2. Very simple formula. Now suppose you have to prove that 3 points are collinear. How to prove? Now look, if 3 points are collinear, then they will lie on the same line. That is, if we can't find the area formed by these 3 points, then clearly if we find the area formed by these 3 points is 0, then clearly they will not form a triangle, because area of triangle is 0 implies the points lie on the same line. So clearly, to prove 3 points are collinear, we have to calculate the area of the triangle formed by these 3 points if possible, and if the area is 0, that is if the area vanishes, then the points lie on the same line. So for collinearity of 3 points, we have to find the area by using the coordinates of 3 points. If it becomes 0, then they will lie on the same line, that is they will be collinear. Moving on to the next portion, some important problems. These are the problems. Let's discuss some important problems related to coordinate geometry. Section A, very short type questions, 1 marks each. Question number 1, find the distance between the pair of points -5 7 and -1 3. So just you have to apply the distance formula to find the distance. Question number 2, find the coordinates of the point which divides the line segment joining the points 4 3 and 8 5 in the ratio 3:1 internally. So here you have to apply the section formula to find the coordinates of the required point. Question number 3, find the area of the triangle whose vertices are given as 1 -1 -4 6 and -3 -5. So it is very easy. You have to remember the formula of finding the area of a triangle when 3 vertices are given. Question number 4, a line intersects the y-axis and x-axis at point P and Q respectively. If 2 -5 is the midpoint of PQ, then the coordinates of P and Q are, look, the line intersects y-axis at the point P, so therefore the coordinate of x-axis will be 0, and the line intersects x-axis at the point Q, so coordinate of y-axis of the point Q will be 0, and it is given that 2 -5 is the midpoint of PQ. So apply the section formula for midpoints, and remember x coordinate of P will be 0 and y coordinate of Q will be 0. Question number 5, the distances, if the distances of P xy from A 5 1 and B -1 5 are equal, then prove that 3x equals to 2y. Here at first you have to find the distance AP and then find the distance of BP. Both are equal, equate them and you will get the required result. Moving on to the section B, 4 marks questions. Question number 1, if the points A coordinates are given in the form of K, B in coordinates are given in the form of K also, and C coordinates are given in the form of K, are collinear, then find the value of K. When 3 points are called collinear, if the area of the triangle formed by the coordinates becomes 0, then the points are called collinear. So use the formula of area of triangle, then equate that area to 0, then you will get the value of K. Question number 2, the line segment joining the points A and B is trisected at the points P and Q such that P is nearer to A. If P is also lies in the line given by 2x minus y plus k equals to 0, find the value of K. So here the ratio in which P divides AB is 1:2, and the ratio in which Q divides AB is 2:1. Here another condition is given, the point P lies on the line 2x minus y plus k equals to 0. Finding the coordinates of P and Q, put the coordinates of P on the line 2x minus y plus k equals to 0, then you will get the value of K. Question number 3, find the area of the triangle which is formed by joining the midpoints of a triangle whose vertices are given. Find the ratio of this area to the area of the given triangle. So it is very easy. At first you have to find out the midpoints of AB, BC and AC, then find the area of the smaller triangle, then find the ratio of these two triangles. Question number 4, if A and B are coordinates are given respectively. Find the coordinates of P such that AP equals to 3 by 7 into AB. P lies on the line segment AB. Look here, AP by AB equals to 3 by 7. Here the ratio of AP and AB is 3:7. So clearly length of AP is smaller than AB. So if AP by AB equals to 3 by 7, then clearly BP will be 4. So the ratio of AP is to BP will become 3:4. Now apply the section formula, then you can find out the coordinates of P. Question number 5. In what ratio does the point -4, 6 divides the line segment joining the points A and B? For this type of question, you have to assume the ratio as k:1. So let the ratio be k:1. Then apply section formula for the points A and B. Then you can find out the coordinates of point in terms of k, equate them with the given coordinates, that is -4, 6. Then you can find out the value of k, and hence the ratio can be found. In the next video, we'll discuss about the triangles, some basic properties, theorems, and some important problems. We'll solve some applications of theorems related to triangles. So keep watching my channel Strong Math. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share and comment, and obviously please do subscribe my channel Strong Math. Mention your query. Keep watching. Thank you.